All right, this is, what is it, September, September 9th. What's September 9th? September 9th. And it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. So what's unusual about that? I'm out here with a GoPro 8. This is just a tidbit, a little bit of information that might be handy to, well, to everybody who owns one of these vans. I have a sunroof on mine, but I don't think this is necessarily solely sunroof related. So if you have one of these, definitely check it out. What am I talking about? Go to the back of your van and pull the sides off if you have them. If you don't have these plastic ones, you'll have a insert that goes in here. Now, draw your attention in there. Have a good look in there. Pour some water in there and then find out what happens, because water should just all come out the bottom. Get a light, shine it in there and see what's happening on yours. Let's have a look on mine. Okay, I got my flashlight turned on. Now, if you can see past the cable, which isn't easy to do, zoom in or whatever you can. It's pretty dry in there. It's not the nicest looking, but it is dry. Now if we go to the other side, oh, well, let's have another look. See the metal at the bottom? It might be difficult to see. Oh, that's a better shot. You can see the metal at the bottom. You can see the bottom, at least. Right, let's go. Other side. Now if we look down in there, that shadow is killing it. But can you see the brown shit? That's sediment buildup. It's very difficult to see past that cable. But believe me when I say there is a lot of shit down there. I think that's probably the best angle I'm going to be able to get. That is completely full of very fine dust and dirt and shit. So you're going to need to clean that out. Otherwise, it's just a potential rust spot. That will, if that sits there and that stays wet for an extended period of time, it will make that section of the car just rot away. So clean that out. To do that on this one, okay. Also this area here, well, this area here was full of dirt as well. This is, here's the wheel. Behind the wheel, we've got quite a bit of surface rust under here, but nothing to worry about. Up in there, it was all chock full of this dirt and shit that I'm talking about. But down here, in that corner, water will come out of that hole there, but you really want to clean up this seam, because if that is blocked up, you're gonna get that buildup of sediment, because you'll see that that hole is higher than this seam. You want this seam. There's it's actually supposed to be a thin gap there that the water can run out of. So you want to open that up. You can use a screwdriver, you can use wire, whatever, to get all of that sediment out of there so that water will flow out of there freely. If you don't, you're gonna probably have a bad time in probably the not too distant future, knowing that this is a Suzuki and they just rust like crazy. So yeah, that's that. What I'm gonna do is put a screwdriver in here. Just above this screw here, there's a bit of a hole. Like, there is just dirt and mud and shit falling out of here as I'm doing this. There is a spot weld here, but this part's open and so is this. So I'm just wiggling a screwdriver in there to open it up a little bit. Just bending it. It's not going to be visible. It'll be fine. It's probably going to actually improve this, because water is supposed to run out of here. It's just not. Now what I'm going to do is pour water in from the top, hopefully flush out all of the sand and sediment and shit. Like you can see, we've already got that much out of it and haven't really done much. Let's move those out of the way. Weird that this van has this thing. It's like a towing point or a jack up point that bolts on here, when my other van doesn't have it. Two vans that have identical DA52V that are completely different. Yeah, that's fairly normal Suzuki stuff. Right, you can use some water. I'm going to use some soap and some water for this. You can just use plain water. Now, here we go. pour that in there. And you gotta see that it's pouring out of this. Oh look, there's a big rock in there. Now I've blocked the corner hole. That sediment is just not letting the water come out of this hole here. So I'm gonna have to poke some wire or something in there to try and agitate it a bit. That and a lot more water. First, need to get rid of this. All right, you get the idea. Okay, have a look in here now. You can see the bottom. I think. I can see the bottom. I don't know if you can see the bottom. Can you see the bottom? Yeah, I think you can. So that's what happens if you put a whole shitload of water in there. You'll be able to get all that sediment out and have a much cleaner area. Lots of shadows and things going on, but yeah, you get the idea. Clean that area out and you'll have a good time. You won't have a good time doing this, but your car will probably last longer because those areas won't rust out. There you go. Here's another one for you while I'm here. Always keep some of these in the car. Hooks. What for, you ask? Well, you join the hooks together. This is an old trick. You maybe already know it, maybe not. Then you hook this clip on here. Clip, hook on there. And then you close the gate and lock it onto here. Ready? Now you can keep the door open so air can get through. But I mean, you can adjust the height that it's open. So if you want to sleep in your car, you just use one hook, and then like nobody, if you lock the door, it will lock. Nobody will be able to open and undo this hook because you can't get the hook out, right? So the door is technically locked, and no one would be able to get in to get to you or get your shit. Know what I mean? So yeah, you can still get air through. So it's a good camping in your car trick, but also good for this because now the back area here is wet and I want to air it out. Don't want the door open fully though. Alright, I've got a bit of a problem where the airbag light keeps coming on. I've tracked it down to this thing here. This is, well, I've even opened it up. It's basically a coil of plastic wire. Plastic wire doesn't really make any sense, but it's a, I could probably show you what's in it. This one's actually ruined, so I could probably show you. It's kind of like a, I don't really want to open it up again because I'm not going to be able to get it back together again if I do that. But anyway, it's got these clips on the side, right? So there's all these clips. You can undo the clips. I'm not sure if this is a serviceable item. It does say on it, don't, like, it says caution, see owner's manual, but I mean, there's nothing actually to this thing. What you don't want to do is pull this thing apart though, because if you do, you're not going to be able to get it back together again the way it was, and the reason for that is because of this. Now this is fairly simple, right? It's just a coil of plastic with wire in it, three wires, horn, and then two for the AC for the airbag. But what you're not going to be able to do very easily is know where this needs to be in like the spectrum of turns. How many turns in is it? You know what I mean? How many turns is too tight? How many turns is too loose? Because if you go all the way this way, you're going to make this wire a lot tighter, and I don't know how many turns it needs to be from where. So once this has been pulled apart, you're actually kind of screwed. Understand? Good. But that's what it is. This one doesn't work, and I've confirmed that because I can't get continuity between these three and those three, which means there's a break in this wire, possibly there. Anyway, this is junk. I need to get a new one of those, but there doesn't seem to be a part number for it, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. I may have to go airbag-less on this van, which I didn't really want to do, but I mean, if the parts don't exist, well then I don't really have a choice, do I? Now, after contacting Suzuki about it, I did actually manage to find the part. Well, they found it for me. You can't buy just that ring separately. You have to buy the entire combo switch, which is the wipers and the indicators, and that has the airbag crap attached to it as one unit. And it is about 27,000 yen, which is roughly at a 1-to-1 conversion, $270, which is more than I'm willing to pay. So we won't be doing that. We will be going with a non-airbag steering wheel, which I'll steal from the silver van. But that is the end of this episode. Thanks very much for watching, especially all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this episode, please press the like button. If you're interested to see what happens next, which I must say is a pretty cool episode, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss it. Check out the Facebooks, check out the Instagram. If you would like to support this channel, you can get your name on the Garage Kei door, or check out the Teespring store and get yourself some merch. Details on those are in the description. As always, I will see you in the next episode. Later.